the art of receiving. And receiving and see is usually to do it again. And maybe sieving or could be around conceptualizing or something like that, or you're receiving again. And so many people want to know, how do you receive? Well, giving and receiving are two sides of the same coin. They appear to be different, yet giving creates receiving, and receiving creates giving. When we rise above giving and receiving as just simply outflow, inflow, we do go to the position that they're both the same in a way, because giving is also allowing someone else to receive. And also when you're giving, you get these wonderful feelings, and you're actually, see, people who are givers, they love the feeling of it, because it feels so good to be able to give something to someone to help them. And I'm so grateful for all the people that have helped me. And so many people help us that we don't even know about. But also one of the keys is also in receiving is learning how to give, and to also give to who's giving to us, that allows us to receive. You see what I mean? And what a lot of times what we're doing is we think that we have to receive before we can be who we are, or we can do something. People say, well, I don't have the money to do that. Well, could you take one step towards that today? And it's so that idea that it's all or nothing. Or if I'm going to do anything, I have to make it big and great, because I've got to be a success, and I don't want to be a failure. You see, so all of this is to think, well, if I can receive enough appreciation, if I can receive enough love, if I can receive, and like people say, I want somebody to really know who I am. Well, most people, they don't know who they are themselves. So we're going to put the responsibility on someone else to make me feel good, to make me know I'm okay somehow, because you decided and said I'm okay. So the art of receiving is also knowing how to give, because when you're also receiving, you're giving someone else the joy of giving and expressing in that feel-good opportunity. And also it empowers them, because they're also affirming something in that by giving to what's giving to them. It's called appreciation. And sometimes what you've got in a relationship is you have someone's always giving and someone's always taking. And that's, but it's also a matter of perception, because the person taking might think they're giving all the time, but also it is giving the person who wants to be giving all the time the opportunity to be giving all the time and never receiving. So it can always be, after all I've done, and I have just given it all and I never receive, and no one ever, because you don't allow yourself to be also letting others get the joy of giving. And then when people, it's forced giving. Well, if you don't give, you go to jail. If you don't give, you get fined, and we'll tell you right away. Aha. You know, you when you watch that, you go, you know, this is a crime movie. This is a mafia movie. This is not my reality. I don't consent to this. I don't agree to this. This is not how I choose to be. I'm not accepting this. I'm not believing it. I'm not putting my concept. And I'm realizing the distinction between who I am and what the mind says and what others tell me and what I've learned and what's being programmed in. And the key, you stay centered in yourself. And when you're centered in yourself, you're open to receiving first from your divine presence with you, that you are part of. And when you open up that door, people will say, I say, well, I'm very prosperous because I have a divine, I have a mother, father who own everything and love me as an only child and give me whatever I need. And they say, you do? Yeah. And I said, and so do you. It isn't maybe all what we want in that sense, because so much of what we say we want is a programmed thing to buy a product, to be included in a group, to be appreciated, to be popular, to get a lot of friends, to do all these things as a mark of success. And yet it's actually really a mark of ignorance at a great level, because giving the power out there to make us feel good, which means to receive what? To have that sense that our needs are always met. To have, how would you feel? And the most why we want to get from others is when we're not allowing ourselves to receive what is already being given to us, because we're looking out there where it isn't, and then, feeling upset that we're not getting enough. And that sense too then of giving and thinking, well, I'm not receiving back, but maybe you're not allowing others around you to be empowered through their giving. That's why a lot of the children people have some difficulty, because their parents don't want them to struggle like they did. So they want to buy them and give them everything, and then in school they got to have it, or they allow bullying. And so you want to make sure you homeschool your children. And this whole, what may I say? To realize that if you're not receiving, it's because you're not allowing yourself to have what you need, and you're not also, so much of it is you're not allowing yourself to feel good. And the sense of the tension and the fear and the anxiety, and you're giving yourself stress, and you're abusing yourself mentally and emotionally, and agreeing with those kind of beliefs and thoughts and concepts and ideas, so you could cry yourself to sleep at night or whatever it may be, and feeling you're not strong enough. And that the truth is, when you stand in who you are, you love giving and you love receiving, because in the cycle of it, you're doing your work. It isn't that you're receiving because you have lack in yourself. It's that you're allowing the cycle. It's like a loving relationship. It's reciprocal. And so then it's the cycle then of giving and receiving, and then two sides of the same coin, because when you're giving, you're receiving so much in it, and when you're receiving, you're also giving, because you're giving others the opportunity, and you're also giving yourself opportunity to express that. So you see, it's once we're in the consciousness of it, we rise above who's giving and receiving, because you are in a continual state of being in harmony with the divine. Yes. And you have all you need. Yeah. So let yourself receive the love. Loosen those stomach muscles that are so anxious. Look, it's the mind that's doing this to you. Do your meditation. Get into the breathing. Get into nature. Give yourself this time. Create that for yourself. And, it's like if there was something to say I wanted to watch a movie, I would look to say, do I really want to do that? How is that helping me? How is that really giving me what I really desire, my absolute goal? And if it is, fine. If not, it's just a habit. But that's not helping me. And that's when you keep your wealth. You generate the wealth of who you are. And there's always an abundance. Because even the caring for, the love and the mercy, compassion that you feel, and what is love is I wish you well. Yes, eternally. And that's what I endeavor for. Yeah. So the art of receiving is also the art of giving.